Pick the thing up. Oh, that's my screen. Never mind.
Hear me now?
If we say the person we're having hard time you can just turn this up. Oh my God.
I am, yes, since last year. I've been here, I'm the professor of finance, so I've been in the dean's office for being a so I'm here a long time.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Launch Lab. My name is Wendy Eaton, and I'm the Associate Director of the McCarthy's Venture Mentoring Network here at Northeastern University. The Venture Mentoring Network is a university-wide resource that supports Northeastern-affiliated venture founders as they scale, launch, and grow their business. I want to thank you all for being here today, and we're very excited about the venture presentations that we have. I want to thank all the founders for all the time they put into preparing their pitches, as well as our Invest mentors who help them prepare as well. This is the fourth time that we have run Launch Lab. And since the inception of Launch Lab, our Launch Lab presenters have gone on to raise nearly $10 million in funding. If this is any indication of the talent that comes out of Northeastern, then you are all in store for great presentations and talented ventures today. Before we get started, I wanted to review a couple of our event expectations. We will have just under 90 minutes of programming today. That includes the venture presentations as well as the Q&A, followed by further networking after the presentations are over. Each venture will have 12 minutes total. That includes their pitch and Q&A. And we have 2 ventures pitching virtually and 4 in person. You can ask questions if you're virtual. You can ask questions in the Zoom chat, and my colleague Jamal will ask them to the crowd. And if you are in person, you can go ahead and stand at that mic if you have any questions for our presenters. As a reminder, you'll have a chance to ask more questions during networking in breakout rooms or here, live and in person. And so now I would love to introduce Emery Trahan, the interim dean of the Damore McKim School of Business, to welcome you all to the event. Emery.
Thank you, Wendy, and welcome everyone. Our entrepreneurial ecosystem with Damore McKim School of Business really at the center of that is one of the true gems of the university and of the Damore McKim School of Business. I'm actually, as Wendy said, I'm the interim dean since last June. We are looking for a new Dunton family dean, and I'm also a professor of finance here at the university for many years. I'm actually filling in tonight for Chris Wolfel, our new managing director of NUSI, and Chris is a Damore McKim and IDEA alum and director of entrepreneurship at the Rue Institute, and we have big plans for Chris to help leverage NUSI across the university and into the global network, but he couldn't be here tonight. As Wendy said, this is our 4th Launch Lab event, and many of the past ventures have gone on to have successful raises and continue to grow and scale their businesses. Tonight's ventures highlight the breadth and depth, I think, of the ventures that Northeastern serves and supports as they strive to bring their ventures to life. These ventures, many of them have taken advantage of several aspects of the Northeastern entrepreneurial ecosystem that's helped them, I hope, get to where they are today. And these include IDEA, our student-led venture accelerator, the Techstars Accelerator at the Rue Institute in Portland, Maine, the Venture Mentoring Network, Scout, Generate, and more. So I think we have a very rich ecosystem here to support entrepreneurship. The McCarthy's, and one of the McCarthy's is with us tonight. Venture Mentoring Network has been a fixture in the Northeastern entrepreneurship ecosystem for over 7 years and is really a key part of the Damore McKim School of Business efforts. Offering steadfast mentoring support to ventures university-wide. They have served over 250 venture founders and worked with over 400 mentors, many of whom hail from the Damore McKim School of Business. So thank you to all of the support, the people at Northeastern and the mentors that support our efforts, and thank you for being here, and welcome to this event and enjoy the program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emery. Without further ado, I'd like to hand the virtual microphone over to our first presenter of the afternoon, Hannes from Breathing.ai, who's going to kick off our pitches today.
Hi, I'm Hannes. Hi, can you hear me? Yes.
So,
hi. Yep. Hi, I'm Hannes Bent, the founder and CEO of Breathing AI. We're a digital health enterprise providing relaxing screen experiences to improve performance and well-being for enterprises. And just 1 second, I'm pulling up my slides. Yeah, so you and I breathing better, personalized employee wellness, and we provide uplifting experience performances. Oops. The problem of stress on screens affects all of us, and especially US workers struggle with work-related stress. Over 77% of screen users feel burned out and cost globally businesses over $8.1 trillion. But the current offerings for employee wellness are not working. A lot of us use meditation apps. It's hard to have consistency. We're very busy already with screen time. It feels like an additional source of stress. And employee wellness managers and HR notices that less than 1% of the employees are using the products. But the ROI in improved health and productivity is, according to the WHO, $5 for each dollar spent. And 81% of companies actually offer employee wellness programs. And talking about it, I know already it's been a long day, so I would like to invite you to take a short break to experience firsthand one of the core features of our product. And maybe closing your eyes if you're comfortable, maybe leaning back. Bring awareness to your breathing and taking a deep inhale. Maybe moving the shoulders up and just letting go, exhale. You sense how you're feeling now. You gently opening your eyes. Just imagining you would have such experiences throughout your workday. How? Through a patented digital health browser extension. It effortlessly integrates breaks like 20 seconds, stretching your legs, moving your shoulders, taking a breath, and so on in a comprehensive content library as a pop-up whenever you need it, and has color filters to reduce eye strain, dry eyes, soothing background sounds. It's a one-click installation. It runs automatically and personalizes using machine learning. And we've done a 12-week pilot study, actually, while we're at the Textiles program at the RU Institute, and reduced stress symptoms by over 50%, had 20% higher energy levels, 11% better focus. And we're also very excited that it has over 20 minutes of daily usage, but it's integrated into the daily screen time. And it has over 33% user retention after 12 weeks. As mentioned, it's less than 1% usually for employees using the current employee wellness programs, and ours doesn't help cope with the screen time, but it makes the screen time better. We also have, for the free version on the Chrome Store, user base in 115 countries right now without a marketing campaign. That's why we're launching to get the word out. We have multiple qualified leads, over 120 actually, at 2 employee wellness conferences, employee benefits conferences at Boston, and in New York. So including MIT, Northwell Health, ACLU is already confirmed as a sale just now. People are saying great things about our extension. Very excited to hear the feedback. We also got like a lot of traction on press that comes again also without marketing globally, and Forbes mentioned. Our team, I created multiple award-winning XR biofeedback projects presented or developed at MIT, Harvard, Stanford, but they were always having additional wearables and screen time, and I never really liked that. So I work with National Medal of Science winner Michael Posner, have a machine learning patent granted. And I started this also because I used meditation and mindfulness to recover from depression and anxiety. So I really believe in the benefits and want to make that more scalable, and also integrating it into the daily screen time. Jamila has been with us for over a year, Henry a year and a half, also while we're bootstrapped for a year. So we're a very mission-driven and passionate team. We're a very hands-on team of advisors. JVDRT took the Muse and neurofeedback headband to market. Dave Kerrigan is coming on board right now, helping us with the employee wellness space. It's been in the industry for over 20 years. Julie is our first investor, also founder of happiness.com. And then I'm very excited that we're onboarding a VP of one of the top 2 meditation apps right now as an advisor and consultant, who built out the employee wellness program sales funnel at the big companies. So it's a pioneering science behind it. We published multiple papers, won awards as mentioned, and our product is very scalable. It's just a one-click installation, and we have a very competitive go-to-market offer of $399 to $299 with the premium features. So it's much lower cost than the current employee wellness programs. And it's also one-click installation. The market is pretty large, so it's 6.6 billion, the corporate wellness industry, where we are offering it as a subscription model per employee per month. And we see our serviceable market in the 1.2 billion, with companies dissatisfied with the current digital health offerings. And the market is pretty large, supposed to grow up to over 500 billion. Very grateful for the RU Institute and the Northeastern for the Textiles Accelerator, helped us tremendously end of last year. And so we're right now hyper-focused on the employee wellness space to make that product really right. And then we're working with partners in the future. I'm coming to in a second, also on creating an additional revenue stream with the licensing technology. So our current focus is really on like the employee wellness sales there, with partnerships also in the insurance space, in other companies that are offering comprehensive employee wellness. So we have multiple sales campaigns, also using LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and the sales team right now is really swamped with all the 120 leads. And then we have partners for research and development. We have 1.3 million in non-dilutive grant funding pending. working with the Institute for Experiential AI at Northeastern, Chand Lab at Boston University, and the NSS Olive at the New School. We have already investors, Techstars, GTM Fund, Angels. We're also part of Startup Lisboa. We're raising a seed round right now of 1 million, where about half of it is hard and soft committed. And it's mostly to really get the word out with marketing and improving our sales team. And we just onboarded 3 sales people that have over 30 years of combined experience in selling healthcare products. And yeah, we have an AI patent that not only covers the personalization of screens, but also of audio and olfactory devices. So our vision is really to improving human health by adapting technologies to our well-being. So we don't have to adapt to the screens we're using, but that they're actually becoming adaptive to us. And so that's what we're using the browser extension to adapt it more and more and to personalize it more and more. And then taking our already IP secured technology into other devices, into other environments in the future. So then later on, it becomes also a licensing technology. So we're very excited about the partnerships there with multiple research universities, because you can imagine if you have a personalized browser extension right now with our product, but in the future we can use those machine learning algorithms to personalize audio assistants, to personalize IoT, the smart homes, smart cars. So that's what we're really focused on in the future. And yeah, so making it bioadaptive. And I'm very excited to share the future of AI with us and to hopefully partner with some of you, and grateful to be here, especially Northeastern and the RU have been such a key partner on our journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Hannes. If anyone has any questions, they can go ahead and stand behind the mic on the far side of the room, or Jamal will read any questions that anyone pops into the chat. So virtual attendees, feel free to drop your questions in as well.
I can already one question, because there's one, sorry. Who's the user for Paysport? So it's a B2B2C. So the user are the employees, and then we're offering it to the HR departments right now as they would pay for it. So they would pay for the licensing per employee per month. And that's why, so ACLU, for instance, has 600-700 employees. So we would charge them for 600-700 licenses per month. And then with Northwell Health, for instance, they have 77,000 employees. So if they confirm the sales, we've been talking with them for a few months already. They already asked for the price. Then it would already be 5-digit MRR. So depends on the size, the MRR. So we just basically launched, and so I can't confirm that we have a sale, but we're very excited for the 120 leads and the 8 qualified leads. Thank you so much.
Any other questions in the room? Feel free to head to the mic if you have a question, just so we can hear you.
Did that do it? Yeah, it did. Hey, Hans, thanks so much. I had a quick question around the $1 million raise going towards marketing and sales. I'm wondering what marketing channels you're planning to start on and what the actual, say, go-to-market strategy is with it. If you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much for that question. Yeah, for marketing, we're going to start working with a few marketing experts that are specifically focused on employee wellness. We're also learning from the VP of one of the 2 meditation apps who actually helped get the word out there as well. So mostly we're advertising in Thrive Global or direct outreach there as well, using not so much social media, it's mostly like LinkedIn and other channels. And we're very excited also for that consultant coming on board, or an advisor, both, as well as we're onboarding right now another expert who's been over 15 years of experience in the space, to make sure that we're using the right marketing channels there. That's very targeted. And like, for instance, like what I heard from him, he said like most HR departments actually buying their meditation app because they heard about it, that LeBron James uses it. And so it's a lot of marketing that is in general visible, but and they don't buy the meditation apps because of the numbers, because they have such low retention rates. So we're very strategic that we're, explaining the benefits we have, like the proven benefits such as high retention rates, it reduces stress, and yeah, so making sure that, we don't like just focus on the marketing itself, but really on the great numbers. all
Awesome.
achieve
Thank
what
you
we're
so-
doing. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Hannes. It looks like we have another question in the chat, but we're out of time. So Hank, save that question for the breakout rooms. Next up, we would like to welcome Gina Maria from Biobeauty to the stage. And Gina, I'm just going to share my screen. Great job, Hannes.
Hi everyone, my name is Gina Maria and I'm the founder of Biobeauty. Before I begin, I want to share with you why I'm here. So in 2019, I invented a hair product that required me to source human hair. That's when I discovered how unethical the business is in obtaining human hair. It's either through exploiting sacred religious practices or through hair trafficking. So I decided that if I was going to bring new products to market, I was going to do it differently and ethically sourced. And I found a way to do it. So today I'm sharing with you just one product in my line of Biobeauty products called Mesh Tech Hair Extensions. Let's jump into it. So 50% of women experience hair loss by the time they're 50, and 34% of women use hair extensions to disguise their hair loss. Now, I know talking about hair loss is a bit of a taboo topic. In fact, 87% of women say they would never tell a soul that they're wearing hair extensions. And that's the problem. Traditional hair extensions on the market today don't know how to keep a dirty little secret because they're either too heavy, bulky, or extremely obvious for women with thin, fine hair. It also causes pain and embarrassment to the user. The solution are the Mesh Tech hair extensions, which is extensions in a mesh form. They make extensions lighter and flatter and totally discreet for women who are looking to have added hair. For comparison, I have traditional hair extensions on the right or on your left. And as you can see, they're extremely bulky and women get really stressed out and paranoid that this will pop out through their hair, which it does because they don't have enough hair to cover it. But with the Mesh Tech, the mesh is designed to blend in with your scalp, so it appears the hair is growing directly out of your hair. So women can relax because these extensions have no tracks. But the beauty in these extensions and what Biobeauty actually offers isn't just innovative products, it's the way that we source our hair and how we make an impact in the world. This picture right in the middle, that's where most hair extensions come from. Since hair ends up in fields like this, they have to go through an aggressive chemical bath to strip the cuticles to make it seem like it's single donor hair. But with Biobeauty, we actually source the hair directly from women throughout Southeast Asia, and we pay them ethical wages for their hair. This means we get to control the product itself. The cuticles are intact, which makes it a higher end product that lasts longer for the consumer, but we also get to control the quality of life of the woman who's giving up her hair. These are actually pictures of donors for us, or sellers. So why does this matter? Well, there is a rise in conscious consumerism. People care about where their products are coming from, whether it's what they're eating or what they're wearing, and especially when it comes to hair. People don't want to wear hair that's associated with the Muslims' labor camps in China, where unfortunately a lot of hair actually comes from. 72% of women, or 72% of people say that they're looking to use more eco-friendly products, and that number is estimated to be 81% within the next 5 years. And 47% of people say that they would pay more for a product if it's sustainably sourced, which is great because my products are a bit on the pricier end, and we'll get to that. But let's talk about the market opportunity. So the global hair industry is currently at $8 billion and is expected to grow to $13 billion, which is why Biobeauty is so important, because we're paving an ethical lane in this market. Hair extensions make up $4 billion of that market share, and 41% of, or North America makes up 41% of the total market. And timing is in our favor, folks. COVID has also created an epidemic of hair loss. There's estimated to be 25% of patients experiencing hair loss as a long haul symptom. And there's been an 8% increase in hair loss related searches on Google since the pandemic started. And in general, hair loss related diseases are increasing year over year, with an estimated 6.8 million women in America with alopecia today. Lastly, 60% of women are just ready for a post-pandemic glow up. They are hitting up the salon and they want hair. The Mesh Tech is a great solution for them. So who will be wearing the Mesh Tech? Well, technically anybody with hair, but this product is designed specifically for women with extremely thin, fine hair. So women who are diagnosed with alopecia or have irreversible heat damage. But who will be buying Mesh Tech are board certified hairstylists as part of my go-to market strategy. So I'm starting with California first because that's where I'm from. And there's estimated to be about 300,000 certified stylists in the state alone. How Mesh Tech will work is if somebody wants it installed on her head, she has to go to a Biobeauty certified stylist who has been trained on my unique technique that I invented. The stylist will pay $2,000 to be trained. And then after that, she has the rights to buy, sell, and install Mesh Tech. She will purchase the product from me or he, starting at $600, but this ranges up to $1,000. And the profit margins are quite attractive. For the training program, it's 91%. And for the product itself, it's 60%. And I'm just going to break down the Stylus Economics for you. One stylist is estimated to make $72,000 in Biobeauty revenue. This is based on if she has 60 hair extension clients a year and they come back twice. But the stylist will be making $180,000 of the services alone. So stylists love this product because they're making a lot of money. In my first year, my goal is to train 100 stylists, which would put me at $7.2 million in revenue, and stylists will be making $18 million collectively. With your help, I would like to expand my training program and get 100 stylists in each state, which will result in $360 million in revenue and almost $1 billion in services for stylists. And I know that other states want it because I'm already getting demand. Biobeauty has gone international, folks. I have requests from Dallas all the way to Vancouver, and I have 30 salons in Los Angeles and Orange County already signed up for my program. And just yesterday, I signed up 3 salons in Boston. With your help, I'm planning to bring my digital program or my training program digital. I want to create a program where people can be trained from anywhere, anytime, and this will help me deploy faster and get my product in stylists' hands faster, which means it'll be put on heads faster. Bigger picture here, big beauty companies are seeking to acquire ethical brands like Biobeauty. Just a couple weeks ago, Wella acquired Briogeo, which is an ethically sourced hair product company like shampoos and conditioners, but we're seeing this across every segment in the beauty industry. L'Oreal has been acquiring clean beauty products and ethical brands for the past few years because big companies want to be the leader in this space. So why will Biobeauty succeed? Well, I'm working with a celebrity hairstylist who is my vendor out in Southeast Asia, and we collect the hair ethically from women with the villages that we are partnered with. I have access to hair and infrastructure of a team to create the products. I'm also working with a team of celebrity wig makers to help me perfect Mesh Tech. And I'm an official partner with Matter of Trust, which is a nonprofit organization that collects discarded hair extensions from over 900,000 salons worldwide. I have a solid mentorship with the Northeastern Idea Program and Mind's Eye Consulting. And lastly, there's me. I have a digital marketing background with luxury brands like Mercedes-Benz and the private jet company Magellan Jets here in Boston. I have an international journalism background, and I have a tendency to go viral on the internet. Here are some of my analytics from TikTok, where I got 1.1 million views. Today, I'm seeking $2 million. With your help, I am looking to be the premier market leader in this space. With this money, I can secure inventory, I can train more stylists, I can create a comprehensive marketing digital plan, and make the world a more beautiful place, starting with hair. So I will leave this open for you guys for questions.
Thank you so much, Gina Maria. Thank you so much. If anyone has any questions, they can go ahead and pop over to the microphone, or if there's questions in the chat, Jamal, you can go ahead and read them out.
I have one question from Karis. Less than 20% of the population has straight hair. What is your plan to source different textures of hair and more textured hair, i.e. curly hair that is either 4A, 4B, 4C textures?
So right now, the hair that I'm sourcing is very high quality hair, and we have a steam process that can make it into any texture. So I actually have some samples here. I know that's a digital question, but if anyone else is interested, we're able to make the hair curly, wavy, and also straight, not through a chemical process, but also with your help, I want to expand my collection process in other countries where there are different textures. Right now, we just have the operation out in Southeast Asia, but I would love to explore different villages throughout the world to get more textures.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. 2 questions. How does the mesh attach, and is that proprietary? And you mentioned that you keep the cuticle intact. I'm wondering how you do that and if that is proprietary as well.
Sure, I'll start with that one. So when we cut the hair from the ponytail, and I actually have a ponytail, it's super creepy, but I have it. When we cut it, we tie it with a band and we bring it directly to the factory. So the cuticles are intact and going the same direction. And when we make the products, we don't move around the hair. Versus if the hair is collected from the Indian temples where most hair comes from, that hair drops on the floor and you can't tell which way the cuticles are going. So if you were to make hair extensions out of that without stripping the cuticles, they would knot up and tangle up and you would look like you have a rat's nest on the back of your head. So that's why it has to go through that chemical process. And in that process, my competitors will throw in synthetic blends because the consumer will never know. And the worst is horsetail. Yes, there's horsetail in hair extensions. So that's how we keep that together. The mesh tech opens up, and I actually invented a tool that you loop in the woman's hair through the mesh, and then you make a beaded track and you flip it over. So, and I have samples that I could show you after, but it looks like it's coming directly out of your head. Actually, you know what? I'm so confident that I'll do a hair flip for you guys.
So are you patenting the mesh tech and the technique?
I would like to patent the tool. In the beauty industry, patenting is a bit of a marketing play more than a protection. And again, this is why this is so urgent, this funding, because I have a unique opportunity with the supply chain. Right now, most of the hair is from the Indian temples. How many times can I say this? But women haven't been able to come to the temples in 2 years. So hair has been diminishing and factories around the world are shutting down. So while hair extension companies are struggling to keep their products going, I have exclusive access to hair and infrastructure to actually create the products. And so if I can do this now before they can come in, we're golden.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gina Maria. Everyone give her a big round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much. Next up, I would like to welcome Jeff from Ellipsa to the stage.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Jeff Kimmel. I'm joined by Josh Boyle in the audience. We're the co-founders of Ellipsa. So industrial equipment such as pumps, generators, AC systems, freezers, et cetera, are becoming connected and smart. We're using machine learning to effectively use that data to improve unplanned downtime and operational inefficiencies. So why is that important? Let's go through that by walking through one of our customers. Okay. So CT Pharma is a customer of ours. It's an indoor agriculture firm. They reactively monitor and maintain over 90 HVAC units in one facility. They currently connect that data to their Niagara building management system, and they have a team of facilities maintenance individuals that via rules-based approaches to react to alarms to fix problems as quickly as possible. This is an issue for them because In their experience, as a machine goes down, they could lose up to $50,000 each time due to the crop not growing properly. On average, from what we've seen in the data, this happens up to 5 times per month. CT Pharma wants to be innovative and utilize AI to monitor these systems, but existing solutions on the market are not designed specifically for their HVAC machines, and they don't plug into their Niagara building management system. So enter Ellipsa. Our APIs connect directly to their HVAC data and directly to their existing system. We charge and we build a machine learning model to monitor each machine individually and charge a recurring maintenance fee for each one. In our POC, we were able to detect 80% of failures in advance. And now that we are in production, we've caught 100% of known issues. In addition, those predictions have provided a minimum of 24 hours advance notice. So now the customer is going from a very reactive, put out a fire approach to be able to schedule maintenance more accurately and cut down on costs. Our solution is an automated end-to-end AI solution for monitoring all critical equipment. It's built on the foundation of being simple, fast, and flexible. So in terms of simple, our automated approach puts AI in the hands of the operator. In the CT Pharma example, it's the facilities manager that actually becomes the data scientist and is able to implement AI across all of the machines. Our API-driven approach connects to existing systems, making them AI-enabled. In terms of speed, our models are self-training. We teach the system what normal operation looks like so it can find abnormalities of any kind. Because of this, we don't need large historical data sets, which gets the customer to insights in days, not months. And in terms of flexibility, we have unique IP around user-defined AI templates. These templates effectively allow the user to define the data points that he or she is looking to monitor. And this makes it easily configurable to monitor any type of machine and an entire fleet of systems. So for our sample, we have two existing customers and multiple POCs that we've initiated through a growing partner ecosystem. We do sell direct, but we primarily go to market through partners. The reason for this, the industrial data. They have the data that we need, but they lack the AI that we have. The partnering with individual IoT platforms also reduces the sales cycle because they have the existing machinery, existing use cases. It also offers us a co-branding opportunity for marketing to help get our name out there. And it provides a layer of defensibility as we become the AI solution for some of the larger industrial IoT players on the market. We're a SaaS-based product where we charge based on the number of devices that we monitor. Our standard pricing is typically within the $15 to $20 range per device, depending on the number of data points they're looking at. For some of the smart buildings that we look at, smaller buildings, we're probably looking at approximately 50 devices to monitor, but on the industrial side, the examples that we've seen and even some of the larger buildings have gotten into the tens of thousands or even larger in terms of the opportunity. So some of those opportunities and customers, Sterling Ultra Cold is the maker of ultra cold freezers for biotech and pharmaceuticals. We're monitoring their freezers for their customers as they deploy in the field. That started with monitoring one device. It grew to 20 devices after a few months, and their intent is to roll this out to 1,000 freezers by the end of this year. That's through a partner of ours called Losant, which is an IoT platform. Losant, now that we've proven ourselves with Sterling, is bringing us larger deals. And an example of that is Arimus, which is a potential deal, a prospect that we're looking at to monitor 20,000 power stations across Italy. CT Pharma, I mentioned as the indoor agriculture company, is through a company called Tritium, which is the largest building management system in the world with over 1 million installs. We're strategically partnering with Tritium to have Ellipsa's AI capabilities embedded into their next release next month. They've already started introducing us to some of their larger systems integrators. And just this week, we had a conversation to initiate a POC with a systems integrator that actually monitors over 100,000 HVAC units. So the market for AI for IoT is growing rapidly. As connected devices continues to grow and mature, AI for IoT and connected devices is growing with it. The predictive maintenance market alone is expected to be 28.8 billion by the end of 2026, with 72% of industrial companies prioritizing the technology. On the competitive side, we do see competitors in predictive maintenance, but we differentiate from them on both the market and the approach. So the traditional approach is to take large amounts of labeled historical data and build a machine learning model to detect a specific problem. While we can do that, we use machine learning to learn normal and detect abnormalities of any kind. Our user-defined template allows us to be extendable to any asset type. It's plug and play through our APIs and scalable through a single interface. More importantly, it's no code. So as I mentioned, if facilities managers, systems integrators can utilize it. Because of the complexities with the approach to building more robust kind of large data set models, many of our competitors focus on manufacturing on the factory floor. Our goal is to be flexible to handle and monitor all types of industrial equipment, whether it's in a building or remotely. So currently we have with our first customer 25K in ARR, finalizing now 50K with the expectation that those two customers will grow to 6 figures by the end of this year. We're raising $2 million to scale to 10,000 assets over the next 18 months, which will put us at 1.2 million ARR. The funds for that will go towards marketing and technology. The marketing side will be to continue to build our brand and get our name out there. And the technology will be to further build out the team to effectively solidify operations for when we do see the influx of growth. Lastly, the management team consists of me, my co-founder, Josh Boyle. We have combined over 40 years experience working with analytics, data, and automation across multiple industries. And now with Ellipso, we're looking to take that experience to disrupt the industrial equipment space. Thank you everyone for your time.
Great job, Jeff. Great job, Jeff. If anyone has any questions, they can go ahead and head to the microphone, or if there's any in the chat, feel free to read them out, Jamal. We'll give folks a second.
Hey, thanks so much. How do you know when a fridge is going to break?
So for a refrigerator, we're looking at a variety of different things.
And things other than fridges.
Yeah, so actually, let's refrigerators, we're monitoring a variety of temperatures. So similar to an HVAC, really, it's return temp, discharge temp, temperature in the refrigerator itself, as well as different aspects of the motor. And the question that you ask is actually an important one, because as data scientists, as an AI company, we don't know, but the customer does. And by making the tool simple and easy for the customer to use, we can leverage the domain expertise of the freezer company to tell us what data points they want to monitor. And the HVAC company, the facilities manager, as the expert, what would he look to monitor? There's other types of equipment that we've monitored with vibration. Vibration is a very popular one, but that we've had success with that with water pumps. There's other types of data where vibration would also be highly effective. But really, the system is designed to be flexible so that the answer to that question is more along the lines of what data do you have that is useful, that you as the domain expert would deem to be important, and then let the AI actually sort through to determine whether it's important or not.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Great job. Everyone give a big round of applause. Thank you so much, Jeff. All right, next up on the virtual stage, we have Max from eSquad. So I'm going to stop sharing and then give Max a chance to share his screen and kick it off.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks for having me here. My name is Max Echeverria, and I'm the founder and CEO of eSquad. And we're bringing technology to the next frontier in field worker productivity. But what's happening in this space? Over the past 20 years, field workers have stagnated, have seen their productivity stagnated despite huge investments in equipment and machinery. And what's happening for them? Like, what's it like for the field operators off the grid? Well, they work spread out in remote areas, most of them working in natural resources related industries, and they work with unreliable internet service. And that's the reason why there are so many bad reports, miscommunication, and inefficient planning that results in 20% increase in operational costs, at least. They struggle to find solutions that make sense for them because despite there's a lot of solutions that work really well within cities or facilities, when they're in the middle of nowhere, everything falls apart. And it is because they require better connectivity, better data capturing processes, analytics and forecasting and predictive models to help them work together, collect the data efficiently, and not go back to their notepads, which they rely on most of the time. And that's where eSquad comes into play. We make it easy for field operators to organize their work, collect data, and generate reports, regardless of the conditions of their work, including the lack of internet service. And we also make it easier for management to analyze and predict the future operations. But it all starts with better UX, which improves everything. And in order to provide a better user experience for the field workers, it starts with our syncing algorithm that we developed for this specific purpose. So what we do, we create features and we provide them in our platform so companies can customize as they need. So that way we can provide a fast implementation, unique, seamless offline functionality, which is inside our product. And with that, we make the solutions that they currently have, we turn them into mobile first field workers solutions. It starts with a basic offer, which is free for up to 5 users so they can try it out, and then it scales with more users. They need to pay, but we offer them different tiers, which I'm going to show. Why we are the best team to do this? Because we come from the field. We have previous experience developing software companies. I exited 2 of them, and both Donald and myself have experience in the forestry space and in the mining sector, also in the copper mining, not data mining. We also code since we were teenagers. We have worked together since about 10 years, for about 10 years. And for this specific company, we have had a lot of good traction, winning Startup Chile's Most Innovative Solution Award, then moved to the US with the company and getting accepted into Techstars at the Rue Institute, where we met our board of directors and our Techstars MD. The competition that we have faced, they have a lot of different offers, but what makes us different is that while being a solution that works offline and it syncs opportunistically, we offer an open ecosystem for the companies so they can customize whatever they need. So what we have seen is that our product can address a bottoms-up adoption, which then will help us achieve our land and expand strategy. Our total addressable market is over $1 billion just in America, but we do have experience overseas too. We are currently serving companies in Chile, and we have users in the USA in different verticals with the same product. And our customers are happy, they're using the product, they're adding more processes into our app. And here are some testimonials of them. Badinoti we're offering the services for their maritime services team, which operates offshore. For Arauco, that's a forestry company. We help them streamline their processes that are run in the middle of the forests, and wineries such as Pandolfi Price. Our roadmap it starts with establishing our customer partners program in order to create more use cases and business cases that we can then market. And in order to do it, we're going to hire customer engineers that will help us achieve that. In our product roadmap, it includes working on more connectivity features and forecasting and analytics in the future. So I invite you all to join us. We're currently raising $1 million to meet the following critical milestones, which are basically what I already explained: hiring people in order to improve our product and include some product-led growth components, and establish our customer partner program, land and expand marketing strategy, and product-led growth sales strategy. And for every dollar that we expend in R&D, we get 3 times the results because we come from Chile and we have developers in Chile too. And what we're trying to achieve will help these companies operating in the natural resources space achieve better stewardship of their assets, which will lead to more efficient a more efficiently managed sustainability process. So I invite you all to join our eSquad and help us digitize the world's field operations. Thank you all. I'm open for questions.
Thank you so much, Max. Great job. If you have any questions, you can head up to the microphone over there, or if there's any questions in the chat, Jamal will read them out, and we'll give folks just a second to type out any questions or head to the microphone.
Max, nice job. You were talking about that your customers are in areas where they can't access the internet very well, and you said you had some special algorithms. How does that impact their ability to communicate through, if they're in remote areas, forest, mines, et cetera? So what's your secret sauce there?
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I'm getting a return. What we do with the product is basically that we leverage the existing internet service, although they operate with an unreliable one, and we prioritize which data to sync depending on the signal that the cell phone is connected to at every minute, And in order to achieve that, we work with the sensors in the cell phone itself, and we store the data until we can sync it. But also, by doing that, we improve the turnaround time of the reports that the field workers need to fill out when they're in the field. So by doing that, we achieve huge benefits for companies such as Biobeauty, the maritime services company. They're saving 15% in operational expenses at this moment, just because they now know what is happening out in the ocean with their crews. So basically, instead of assigning a task that's currently performed by somebody else, they know what's happening, and we leverage those small moments where they have signal, a rebounding one, or when they turn on the satellite. And the field workers don't need to worry about it. So it works magically for them.
Thank you so much, Max. I appreciate it. Jamal, any other questions in the chat? Okay, excellent. Thank you, Max. Everyone give him a big round of applause. Thank you. Next up, we have the team from Neve 1804 coming to the stage. So Joe, if you'd like to join me, here's your microphone and I will share the screen.
Mic check. Good to go? All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, investors. My name is Joe. To my left, you have Jay, Dwayne, and Eddie. We are the founders of Nave 1804, a Haitian rum company, otherwise and collectively known as the Haitian Rum Gods. The consumer demand in the rum marketplace has shifted to a desire for premium and craft rum. There is no dominant leader in that space. We are the solution to that problem. We create Haitian rum, a unique, premium, artisanal, and organic rum that is unlike the traditional. Now, 98% of the rum marketplace is created from molasses, a byproduct from sugar production, or as Eddie likes to succinctly say, the trash that's left after sugar. There is different because of the way it's created and what it's created from. Simply put, we like to tell people that Clé is the wine of rums, meaning in the same way you could take a grapevine or grape seed and plant it anywhere in the world, and the terroir and the ultimate healthiness of that grape has an ultimate influence on the end product, the same stands true for Clé. In the sense that you take a sugar cane, you plant it in the ground, harvest said sugar cane, press the juice, and then ferment and distill it so that you have from the sugar cane to the bottle to the consumer's lips, a unique rum that is organic, flavorful, complex, and premium, which is exactly what the consumers are looking for. Now, the spirits industry is a cyclical industry. So we've seen this evolution and revolution that we're just beginning to see in rum and other spirit categories. It first started with beer, and then it moved on to vodka and bourbon. And most recently, we've seen it in tequila with the rise of mezcal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's rum's time now. Since 2016, the rum category has seen a shift, an increase of 54% in the premium craft rum space. That continued through COVID and is scheduled to continue to grow over the next decade and beyond. Now, you may ask yourself, well, what are the bigger brands the Bacardis doing to enter this space? It's very simple. Their strategy for entry into the marketplace is through acquisition for rum brands just like us. What does that mean to you investors? That spells out opportunity and money. What does that mean to us? Since there's no dominant leader, that's opportunity to fill that void. Now, what we offer and why we're attractive to these major brands is because we offer what they're looking for, a great and marketable story and a great product that they could plug into their distribution and marketing channels and blow up case sales and cha-ching, money. Now, as I walked you through the clear production, one thing you should keep in mind is that where your sugar cane comes from matters. And we have a distinct advantage over the competition because our sugar cane and our clear is produced in Haiti. Haiti is known to be one of the most fertile places on earth. And for you investors, what's important is that Haiti is known to produce the best sugar cane on earth. Why is that important? Because that raw material will allow the clear to be more flavorful and more complex and more premium than the competition. Not only that, the climate of Haiti is a distinct competitive advantage. Because of the humidity and the climate of Haiti, we're allowed to age our clear or basically get a brown liquor that is premium enough to compete with the high-end whiskeys or the cognacs. And because of the humidity and the climate, we're able to age that quicker than our competition. Our producer hails from the top clear producing region in Haiti and is one of the top distillers in Haiti. The raw material that we use is grown on his 100+ acres, which is located in the best place in Haiti to grow sugarcane. Now, our go-to-market blend is made from a combination of two clears that's already been battle tested and already been entered into competitions and stacked up against your traditional run and won awards. We're going to build on that. Now, as I mentioned, our story is something that I'd love for you to remember. And if you remember anything, remember authentic. Our brotherhood began over 20 years ago. We're all Caribbean. 3 of us are Haitian. We've been immersed in our culture, grown in our culture. We love our culture. And since our early high school days, we made a pact and had a mission that after we gain our corporate experience, we would create a business or a company that would generate enough revenue to effectuate self-sustaining and self-sufficient change in Haiti using portions of the profits in perpetuity. As I said, authentic, that's who we are. We are Haitian men creating a Haitian product for Haiti, out of the Patagonias of this world. Now, I wish I could walk you through our marketing plan in detail. Maybe later we'll have time for that. But for now, what is important is that you'll know that the 4 pillars of our marketing plan includes continuing to attract and onboard the early adopters, entering our spirits into spirit competitions, marketing through social media, and continuing to build an aggressive and great sales and distribution team like us. Now you may ask yourself, why them? Why are these guys the ones to fill this space and do this? Our answer is simple. We're actually already doing it. We've put a lot of time, effort, and solutions into protecting your money through risk mitigation. We're 65% of the way through production. Our dry goods are in place to package the materials and get on the shelves. And simply put, we are ready. We bring a collective of 40 plus corporate executive level management experience. We individually have started our own successful businesses, and we are surrounded by industry leading experts in the spirit industry, starting from our distiller to our retained consultants who are known to be the #1 consultants in the spirits industry to start brands like ours to go from concept to launch to exit. Now, you may ask yourself, what is in there for me? The spirits industry is known to be one of the most lucrative investment vehicles, showing returns on your investment from 7.5 to 20x the revenue multiples out of the Casamigos brand. We have invested over $500,000 of our own money into this project. Some of us have left our 9-to-5s to make sure that we have the time and we could be fully dedicated to bringing this through. Simply put, we have skin in the game. We're looking for $1.25 million in exchange for equity in our company so that we can continue bringing this project to fruition. And we look forward to you jumping on board to drink some great rum for a great cause. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Neve. 1804. We have a few questions coming in from the Zoom area. Can you go deeper into your marketing strategy and where are the 4 of you located?
Great question. Thank you for that. So the 4 of us are located directly in markets where our early adopters are already situated. Myself and Jay are both in New York. Joe is in Atlanta and Dwayne is in Massachusetts. And by early adopters, we're talking about folks of Haitian descent that are very familiar with the product, so there's no need for education. And they already have a demand as they haven't been able to source this product previously. And Massachusetts, New York, Atlanta, Florida, and New Jersey, the markets where we're starting our rollout, happen to be the markets with the highest percentage of Haitians living abroad, to answer your question.
And to add to that, we already have established distribution channels to be available in 9 physical US markets, and then to be available via e-commerce in 30 US markets and also in 7 EU countries.
Thank you. And one other question from John Bauer. How can you take on the fast emerging competitors?
Well, we are the fast and emerging rum company. And we know that because of not only the consumer insights route that we've already conducted, but also from established spirit companies out there. If you go on social media and you type in Clear, it's us that is going to come up. It's not the competitors, and that's before we've even sold a case. And if you're familiar with the spirits industry, we're causing a buzz. They know that we're the disruptors that are going to take this rum category to a different level. Simply put, there's no other clear brand that's doing what we're doing. There's no other clear brand that offers what we offer. And there's no other clear brand that could duplicate the authenticity of our brand, which is us and our story, which is what matters in the spirits industry in order to be a successful brand.
Thank you. Any other questions in the room or on the Zoom?
All right, well, thank you. If you want to sample one of the SKUs, we have some back there.
Thank you so much, Neve 1804 team. Next up, we have Joey from Powerhouse.
Yeah. All right. don't know about you guys, but I am fired up after that. Real tough follow over here, but we're gonna do our best for you. All right, team, everybody there and all set?
Good to go.
All right. Good afternoon. I'm Joey Fiore.
I'm Armene Malbon.
I'm Miguel Trindade Duramo.
And I'm Sam Fiore.
We are Powerhouse. And today we'd like to solve a paradox. If I can click. There we go.
That paradox is solar hesitancy. Although 46% of US homeowners are actively considering a solar installation, only 6% have pulled the trigger. Why is that? What is the mismatch between supply and demand that is impeding solar adoption?
Data from our own interviews of homeowners points to 3 factors. Aesthetics, half don't want rooftop solar as they consider it too ugly. Permanence, a quarter intend to move within a few years and don't want to invest in a permanent installation. And structural problems. Real estate agents have signaled that existing rooftop solar is a turnoff for potential buyers, recounting nightmare experiences where rooftop arrays have led to damaged, leaky roofs.
And millions of Americans interested in solar are disqualified outright because the house faces the wrong way, the roof is too old, the HOA doesn't allow it, or for the simple fact that they rent rather than own their homes.
However, we're in luck. These are problems we've spent the past 2 years solving. This is Powerhouse. It's a solar array, but it's not a big permanent installation on your roof. It's an appliance, like a refrigerator or an air conditioner. It's portable, it's plug and play, it's user-friendly. We like to call it solar in a box.
The array itself consists of 5 500-watt panels that mechanically unfold from a box. Once deployed, the panels follow the sun across the sky to maximize solar production. Each unit produces 50 to 60% of the power required for the average US household. The unit deploys in 60 seconds with a touch of a button on your mobile phone. With our app, you can automate the deployment and retraction cycles based on time, sunlight, or weather events. Each system comes ready to use, either straight from onboard battery storage or directly interconnected back to the grid. Here you can see the unfolding of the solar array from fully retracted, trailer mode, to fully deployed, power generation mode. The array folds back up the same way. The system can be transported from one location to another by simply dropping the tongue of the trailer and hitching up to any tow vehicle. In time, we are looking to automate the movement of the unit with AI, meaning that the solar array will relocate itself to find sunlight and avoid shadows.
This technology is applicable far beyond the residential market. With a surge in online retail shopping, brick and mortar retailers are looking to reduce costs and monetize their oversized parking lots, which sit half empty, even during peak hours, even on Black Friday. Powerhouse provides retailers an opportunity to both capture revenue from their underutilized parking lots and meet their sustainability goals by offsetting energy costs through solar. Our units can seamlessly deploy when a lot is empty and retract when the spaces are needed for parking. The units can carry advertisements on the exterior and can be used for EV charging. Additionally, the consumption and usage data from the units can be commercialized, opening lucrative sources of secondary revenue. Addressing a significant pain point for brick and mortar retailers is one powerful use case for Powerhouse, but we think that's just the start. Stadiums and arenas, for example, also have parking lots used only intermittently, an excellent opportunity to generate energy and revenue.
The defense industry is also under pressure to electrify its operations and to do so in a renewable way. This includes both permanent military installations and operations that need to be nimble and mobile. A Powerhouse array can be deployed quickly to provide electricity to defense operations with a light footprint. No more expensive deliveries of fuel to keep generators running. Our conversations with the Department of Defense have indicated widespread awareness of this need and interest in our unique solution. We also envision applications in disaster relief as well as international development.
Let's look at the economics of a Powerhouse install. Of note, our conversations with leaders at state departments of energy and utility commissions indicate that our system is fully applicable for grid tie interconnections in addition to net metering. While there's huge disparity in state and local incentives, sun hours, energy costs, let's take the example of a residential property here in Massachusetts on Cape Cod. With 2 Powerhouse units, we estimate a 4.3-year payback, after which the investment is purely profit, providing significant financial returns each year. Now, in the commercial space, consider the example of the Natick Mall, also here in Massachusetts, which coincidentally is leasing their parking lot space as we speak. In that situation with 50 units featuring LED digital billboards showing ads to customers directly before they walk into these locations, we estimate a payoff period at just 4.2 years. After that, again, the Powerhouse units are generating both clean, renewable electricity and significant ad revenue for perpetuity.
Our current modeling has us achieving profitability by year 2. Our estimated profit in year 3 is forecast at 20 million and is expected to increase to 68 million by year 5. Our forecast numbers are conservative as we assume a relatively high unit cost, which we know we will drive down through economies of scale. We've identified our total addressable market for just the US residential space as 42.5 billion in a fast-growing overall solar market and with significant potential for carbon offset. Our total addressable market for the US commercial space is nearly 10 billion. This calculation is also conservative as it exclusively focuses on solving the parking lot monetization pain point for shopping centers, big box stores, and entertainment facilities.
Our business model calls for a limited initial round of residential sales and testing, with installation and maintenance performed by Powerhouse directly. We will quickly transition to contracting with solar developers, aiming to reactivate their disqualified customer leads from rooftop. This gives us room to pursue medium and then large-scale projects on retail and entertainment properties.
We're incredibly confident in our executive team, which has been working together, in Sam and my case, since 1988, and with Miguel Arminet and I since our time in Northeastern 15 years ago. We've also assembled a dynamic, highly skilled team and have the privilege of an incredible, growing roster of sage advisors to help steer this ship, thanks in large part to the McCarthy Venture Mentor Network and Wendy, of course. In terms of the state of the product, Sam will take it from here. Oh, and you're muted, I believe.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
We've achieved proof of concept for each of the key requisite parts of the system. We've filed multiple rounds of provisional patents and expect to be at MVP by late summer before productization in the fall. Our defensible IP includes our novel electromechanical deployment system, biaxial solar tracking system, and our planned self-propulsion and autonomous operation system, which will optimize energy production.
As for competition, the first point to make is that there is no direct competitor on the market. No one else offers a ground-based, consumer-scale, portable solar solution. No one else offers the suite of features that Powerhouse does, and our strong cost per watt value matches ground-mounted systems and beats generators by a mile. Plus, these figures here assume components are purchased retail before economies of scale.
In terms of traction, we've just crossed the $100,000 mark for 2022 alone in non-dilutive grant funding wins. We're now looking to raise roughly $650,000, which would give us a 9-month runway. Our milestones include achieving our first sales, deploying our first 10 kilowatts of production, and achieving scaled production readiness in our product design.
Our aim is to put solar technology in the hands of consumers and businesses to demystify and democratize solar energy for the next generation.
Thank you so much for your time. We'd love to answer any questions.
Thank you, Joey and Powerhouse team. If anyone has any questions, they can pop up to the microphone over there. Or Jamal, do we have any questions in the chat?
Yeah, we have one from Paul. Will you need a strategic partner to scale so quickly as shown in the growth chart?
Yes, in all likelihood, we will. And the main reason for that is supply chain, where in large part, solar panels themselves have been really spoken for in many ways by large distributors and developers. So in all likelihood, we will initiate a partnership with one of the large solar developers or manufacturers in order to acquire access to the materials that we're going to need.
Thank you.
Absolutely. One other note, you may have noticed the darkened logos, which we noticed at the last minute today, and we're frantically trying to fix beforehand. So you may have noted that this was not, in fact, the presentation we thought it was as we were presenting. But that is, that is on us by all means. So anyhow, any other questions?
Excellent. Well, thank you. Give Joey a big round of applause. Thank you, Joey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent job. I think we can do one big final round of applause for. Thank you. So before we head to both of our in-person networking as well as our virtual breakout room networking, I just want to take a second and thank you all for joining us. And I also would like to thank Jeff McCarthy, Bob Lentz, and Tom Clay for all of their help in preparing the ventures for today. Thank you all so much. And I would also like to thank Jamal Cooper, who's been my right-hand man leading up to this event, as well as all of my colleagues who helped bring this event to life. I'd also like to thank each of the invest mentors who were paired with our ventures to help them prepare. So a special thank you to Marjorie Radlow-Zandy, Barb Feiner, Robert Nagel, Brian Suthoff, Mike Falter, and Marco Farshid. We hope that you'll visit these incredible founders during networking today. Thank you so much for coming. Eat, drink, and be merry.